Hey guys, what's going on? It's Mike Chen here.
It's Dan Chen here. So my friend actually sent me this article.
Okay.
My friend is like me. We're both short. He's Italian. Italian American. I'm Chinese American.
Yep.
We're both. He's shorter than me. I'm 5'5". He's 5'3".
Oh my God.
He's actually 5'2".
What?
He's 5'2", but look, he's gonna tell you he's 5'3". So of course, being short, he sends me this article. And this article is from the Daily Mail. It came out last week, and it's titled, it's a ridiculous title, okay? If you want your relationship to last, marry a short man, says researchers.
Who's researching
Okay,
this?
so who researched this? Okay, so experts did a studies. Abigail Weitzman and Dalton Conley of New York University. That's They said they did this study, and here's some of the stuff they found. Okay, taller men marry more educated women, older women, and women of the same race. They say tall men are more likely to do housework. I mean, these are just like complete ridiculous. They say okay, rate of divorce among short men is significantly less than among average tall men. They're saying this is because short men tend to use their money to make up for their lack of stature. This is the stupidest study I've ever seen. Okay, here's the one thing you can conclude about tall and short men. Tall men are generally more attractive physically.
Sure.
Everybody
Considered
knows
more
that.
attractive.
Yes, that's why the phrase tall, dark, and handsome. Yeah. I'm sorry, you don't hear the phrase short, dark, and handsome. Okay, you don't. No. So. Besides that, there's absolutely no correlation between tall men, short men, rate of divorce, tall men doing more housework. This is the stupidest study I've ever heard, okay? They say potential partners associate tall stature with attractiveness. That's true. But then they say, then they're saying stuff like your rate of divorce is less because you marry a short man because he has more money. This doesn't make any sense because they're trying to make up for their lack of stature. No, maybe those people they tested. I mean, how many people can you really test, right? They didn't say that in the report. I would love to see how many people you tested. Also, I think it's different amongst ethnicities. All right, you can't just generalize the human race. That's why there's different ethnicities, different parts of the world. Like Chinese living in America are different from Chinese living in China. Like this is one of those stories that they just Daily Mail or whoever probably got it from somewhere else, and they just wanted you to click on it, okay? To me, this is stupid. It's not journalism, it's sensationalism. It's not conclusive. I am short. I love to do the housework.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, I do.
You tell him, brother.
Yeah, I do.
You're good at it too.
Yeah. Thank you. All right, I don't use money to make up for my short stature. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is the most ridiculous article I have ever read. And I just want to say out there, forget about that nonsense, folks. All right? Short men and tall men, they're both lovable.
Yeah.
All right? Give short men a chance.
Yeah.
Don't give it to us because some report says, oh, they're easier to get along with. No, because he could be an idiot. He could be an a-hole.
Well, I'm sure that most women, common sense women, will not look at this and be like, oh, now I'm going to go marry a short guy because my marriage will last longer.
There is a stereotype. There's a stereotype that short men
try harder.
Try harder.
Right.
Okay, there's some truth in that. That's fine. I would say to an extent.
Okay.
Also, there's another stereotype. Short men are a-holes, are arrogant because they have Napoleon complex because they have more to prove.
Sure.
Those two things kind of directly fight each other.
Right.
So the conclusion is, hello guys, come on, a Daily Mail, come on, you could do better than that.
People do stupid random tests all the time.
Know,
it's just like, okay, this test to me is kind of like baseball. You know what I hate about baseball?
Okay, what's that?
They rattle off these random statistics to make someone look good or look really bad. Like, he's the first person in history to lead off with a triple and then steal home base and then slide in with his feet first. Yeah. He's the first person to ever do that. Like, all right, look, you're just pulling things out of your arse.
Yeah.
And like a lot of surveys, studies these days, this is basically clickbait right there. Like,
clickbait, hey. Thank you. But you know what? There's a lot of people these days where they might actually believe that article.
Well,
seriously. A lot of people believe what they read on the internet.
Here's the thing, guys. This just shows that the internet is don't trust what you
don't trust.
Except for us, you see us on the internet. We're on the internet, but we're
exactly. I mean, you got to believe what we say because what we say is true.
All right, moving on. My topic is this, and I did this on one of our news channels. But this is a story out of China, and it was in Beijing subway. And you can see it on the video. Here it is. And there's also photos of this girl who is dragging her boyfriend by his iPhone because he would not get off his phone. He wouldn't do it. Like, and she, at one point, take a look at this right here. At one point, she has her foot on his face trying to get the phone out of his hands.
And he would not let go.
And he had the Kung Fu death grip on the iPhone.
In public.
In public. He's like looking at the whole thing. Basically, like the story was they had to go catch another train across the platform.
Okay.
He was walking so slow, he wasn't like, he was on his own. She had to drag him from one train to the next train.
I think this is an example of how ridiculous a lot of things in Asia are. Because like everyone's on their phone, but the level in which like in Asia, everything's times 100 to me. I could definitely imagine like people have gotten killed just because the rate of people getting killed while crossing the street in Asia is probably a lot higher than America.
Can I just say this? Irrelevant of where it's at. I think the fundamental principle of this is, and if you look at the picture, she's actually a really cute girl.
Okay.
The principle is, here's the thing. We do spend way too much time on our phones.
Absolutely.
How many times have you been on a date or with someone that you're with and you're like, they're always on their phones?
Always. I mean, this is I absolutely agree. I recently, on Facebook, one of my friends shared this thing as cartoon. On the top cartoon, it's 1984, and you see a family having dinner. And then 2014, 30 years later, everybody, the whole family is on the couch. Even the dog, each person has an iPhone in front of them. The mom, the dad, the daughter, the son, the dog, the cat. And that's the society we live in, and it's absolutely horrible.
Yeah.
Horrible. I don't condone it. I hate it. If we're going out, like, I'm only gonna check my phone if there's urgent email. I usually, if there's even a text, a lot of times, like, I don't even check it. Because what could be that important? If someone's dying, call me, okay? Yeah. If my house is on fire, call me, okay? Like, I don't need to be by my phone all the time. I don't need to give my brain so much stimuli that when I'm in front of a friend, a loved one, or whatever, that it takes me away from enjoying that moment.
Right, especially when you're, let's say, on a date.
Oh, come on.
Would
That's
you
like
really
the worst.
ignore your dates so you're like on the phone the whole time?
Yeah.
What is so interesting on the phone that you're negating probably the most important person in your life?
Luckily, I haven't been through too much of that. Especially like if you're just getting to know the person, I'd end the date. I'd be like, you know what? This obviously isn't that important for you.
You seem more interested in something
else. Me, exactly. Why don't you go take care of that, and you can pay for your own meal, and no, but seriously, right? Like it's so annoying these days, and you know what? Some people will be like, get used to it. That's the world you live in.
Sorry, we don't have to get used to it.
You know what? Like, I'm sorry, exactly. Like, I'm gonna go find someone that enjoys my company.
Can I just sum it up in one word? It's rude.
It's rude.
It's rude.
You got no manners.
Right. Like
no manners.
Even us, when we hang out like as a group, a bunch of guys.
Yeah.
Like we're pretty good about this. Yeah. Like we're not on our phones. We're hanging out with each other because we enjoy each other's company.
Exactly.
And also, guys, it's rude. Like hey, I'm gonna hang out with you, but I'm like, it's fine.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
And people do it all the time. I was at dinner last week with some of my friends from my work. Yeah. 4 of us. And literally, like I'm sitting there and I look around. No one's talking to each other. Yeah. Everyone's on their phones. Yeah. I'm like, if you guys really want to talk to whoever you're talking to on the phone, go home and talk to them.
Right.
Can I just say that I actually missed the days when nobody had a cell phone or had a texting plan or whatever. Like those are the days. I feel I'm a lot less stressed back in those days. I remember actually being able to go somewhere actually for a day and enjoy the day with whoever I was with and not be like bombarded with, because now you're too reachable. Everyone is too accessible. Exactly. And people are getting to the point where you're so accessible. If you don't respond to me right away when I try to find you, then they're like, this person is being whatever the heck.
It's crazy. You know, some of my I hold myself to a very high standard. So
Right.
I practice what I preach. When I'm out, I have my phone in my pocket. I have it on vibrate. If it vibrates, you don't ever, like, a lot of people, if it vibrates, they're like, I let it vibrate. You can vibrate, and I actually get annoyed when people start texting me. It's like, seriously? Like, what have you got to say to me? You know, like, or I know it's not that important. I let it sit there because I'm focused on what's in front of me. You know, like, the only time, honestly, this sounds really funny. The only time I'm on my phone for an extended amount of time is when I'm on the toilet, because I can waste time. Seriously.
Yeah, I get a lot of text from you when you're doing
Yeah,
that.
you know when I'm doing number 2s is when you just like, it's like chain text from Dan.
Yeah.
Like, oh man, like I'm sending you stuff. Because that's what you know what? That's the time that's me time. I can do whatever I want. I can read a book. I go on Facebook. Because the rest of the time is for interacting with the real world.
Yeah.
All right?
Agree with that. All right, guys, let us know what you feel about this topic. And that's